This is presentations. Yeah, you want to do it? Yeah.
I can take it from here.
Yeah, this one. Still the drones and over there. Yeah, you can get the drones and over there. Just with the drone, you can have it and up there, use it. What do you know for that 15 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just start with a presentation. So, hi everyone, welcome to our club meeting for our spring semester 2023. And yeah, we are Club Grigora Avis. I'll just start off with why this weird name. I know it's not weird, but hold on to it. The word Grigora comes from Greek, which is fast, and Avis comes from Latin, which is bird. We just are trying to make drones, and this name's combining just gives us cheap domains to buy. One of the reason, and we are students, and which basically means drones. And basically, a short intro about us. We are like a tech club, but to be precise, we are more of an entrepreneurial club. We'll be developing this drones, but at also the same time, we'll be learning more about the investors. And as Silicon Valley is close to us, which is the largest tech hub in the world, we are planning to develop this drone and improve it to a high optimized point where it's the best product which is available on market. And then we'll be pitching this idea and this product to any firm, industry, or company, so that potentially we as a club can grow as a startup and then have our own companies. And in this club, there are like three main groups. One is the engineering group, which is going to develop the product as a whole. And the other is like the business group, which is going to overlook all about the investors, looking for those angel investors, and also looking at all the networking events where we can try to pitch our ideas. And we also have our research group, which is like open for math and physics majors, where they can look into and research more of the dynamics of the drone, and they can help us even in the AI development, trying to study more about the neural structures and articulating a better way to approach that solution. So it's like pretty much open to all sort of majors. And our semester plan is mostly we are going to start off with drone. We are going to use Arduino, but I'll still say based on our budget, we may even go to Raspberry Pi version 4, if it's possible. And we'll all the SolidWorks file of it is almost going on. In maybe a month or so, I and my friend will complete the SolidWorks file and we'll start to 3D print it. So we'll basically have a structural frame for the drone. And we'll also be looking into control systems, and we'll be adding more sensors and look into best microprocessor that can fit in. And then at the same time, we'll also be developing the AI for it. And while also doing all of this, we'll at the same time look out for all the networking events which are out there existing, so we can go and attend those and improve our network. At the same time, know more about the existing knowledge that is there in the market with this project. And also we can try to grab the attentions of major investors, so they might be able to invest in our project. And the first project is drone. There are more projects to come, but this is primarily what we are focusing on. And yeah, as I've said, there are three main subgroups. One is the AI development group, the other is like control system, and the next one is structural design group. In the AI development group, it's like kind of overlooked by Prasanna over there. He's like, he has his specialization in data science. So he'll be overlooking all the works in developing AI modules for voice recognition and voice commands, and computer vision and object recognition, which are like one of the really main hardcore features and which will make us stand out than all the existing products out there in the market. And in the control system, it will be done by me and Jack, and we'll be trying to add more people in our control system. And also we have our advisor who has his PhD from microprocess. So he'll be guiding us in developing the control system. And yeah, we'll be selecting the process specs for the battery, and we'll be trying to get the perfect flight controller for it, sensors, optimizing the control board and all. And at the last, we'll have a structural design development. I'll be getting along with the research team, that like math majors and physics majors, to see which structures are best possible and best suited for our product. And then we'll be developing in SolidWorks. The best thing about it is, like, after developing it, instead of like just directly building it, I can use finite element analysis in it, so I can know at what point the stress is acting and what point I can use which material to overcome the stress and load. So it's a really good one. And we'll also, if we have more students coming in, we'll also look into manufacturing methods. We'll go a step ahead and try to see in what manufacturing methods we can use on large scale to develop more of these products. And now breaking down, I've been talking more about just the drone, but I'll just kind of give you all what the primary goal of this club is going to be. So it's mostly like private security services. In order for any business to work out, this is how to solve, or rather provide a service in the society. And one of it is like private securities, where investment in current days is huge, especially if it's like offered by any digital tech industry. And we have seen even in San Francisco, they're starting to allow robots to be weaponized. And it's high point that at the market which is going right now, if we actually go into drone technology and automate them to a point that where they can exactly follow certain type of commands and help us solve the problems and restore services, is going to be really amazing. And one of the 3 projects which you are developing is like, one is drone, and the other is like digital lens and battery changing machine. So drone, as I said, it's just, we are completely switching manual controls. I can, it's not that I'm going to control the drone with any computer or my device. It is possible, but just to make it even simpler, it's going to just follow my voice command. So whatever the voice command I give to it, it's going to follow it. It's going to collect the data, and then with the AI built in it, it's going to do what it is supposed to do. And for that, we'll have a digital lens attached to our specs. It can basically see what drone sees. It's more like a translucent view of it. So it's like whatever the drone goes around and logs the targets, you can actually see it. It can differentiate between humans and objects, objects of different figures, living and non-living. So you can basically have all of it being projected on your lens. And the other cool feature is most of the things run out, and time is a really good factor for any business or the service. So we'll be having 2 drones, and each time a drone runs out of battery, again, we'll be moving into a much bigger mini-sized drones. So they will have a high-capacity battery, and we'll be looking into battery technology to have the best that is possible, so it can last long. And apart from that, instead of it just being charged, we'll have a battery changing machine which is attached to back of our trucks or cars. So on a command, or when the drone is low on charge, it can basically go by itself, reach the back of the car, and it settles into the battery changing machine. So when it settles, the battery changing machines, it's also like a mechatronic machine which we'll be trying to develop. It can basically, when the drone reaches certain point, it can reach out, just like how Tesla charges. Have you seen the new Tesla ones where they just go, where you just put your car in the garage, it just go find the spot and charge by itself? In the same way, it's just like removes the battery which is in, and it replaces it with a chargeable battery. So just in 2 minutes or less, the drone which goes back can escort you again. And you'll be having 2 drones they will cover optimal view, so you're in no harm, and they will cover huge radius than any human person can ever do. And they can will be going in more of the weaponization point of view later on, where it might be attached with a zap machine which can zap. I know it's crazy, but yeah, it can zap the client's opponents who, if the uh, if they find someone who is like a suspect in case of the client and it's been put in that database, it just goes and collects it, so the client is safe. And we just don't have to put in private securities, but we can also go for the government, and there's a huge scope for it. So that's how I just wanted to put in point of view. But I know in this digital era, it's we really need such cool stuff. And our advisor is Dr. Raza. His electrical and computer engineering professor. And I've also introduced him in our last meeting in our last semester. And we'll have our current team members. I'm the president of the club. And this is our so not good VP, Tsunami. Then we have our CTO, Prasanna. And then Arjun over there as our treasurer. We have Parth as our social media handler. We have Yang in head of programming and